FM 94, The Dark. It's Get to Time to Know an Artist once again here that we play on The Dark and on the phone. And I just looked it up, Adrian, as we're talking with Adrian Patrick from the band Otherwise. The last time you and I chatted was in April of 2015. That's a long time ago.
That is a long time ago, man, and it's good to hear your voice again. That was actually like just barely a week after my birthday, man. So that's pretty gnarly that you actually have that information on hand, my friend.
Was that a significant birthday or just a regular birthday?
They're all pretty significant in a sense, man. I'm happy for everyone that I get. I've done plenty of things in my life where I probably shouldn't have had another one, and I've managed to keep going. So every birthday for me is significant.
Well, it's great to hear your voice, and what's even better is great to see you guys back on the airwaves once again with some new material, and that's why we brought you in. And you have a new song right now called Angry Heart, which is just tearing up the charts right now. How is it going for you so far?
Dude, it's been... I guess the word for it would be surprising and reassuring and I don't know, refreshing. I mean, we've like we were saying, we haven't had a new release in a couple of years now, and to be the way that everything's being received right now from the headlining tour we just did. To Angry Heart being released to Active Rock Radio, and we're so like relieved that people still care about our band, and it's like it feels so good to know that people are rooting for us, man, and you guys that are over at The Dark you're a part of that movement, man. We can't be more grateful for it.
Yeah, I've been missing you guys for a while on the airwaves because after your album there, your second album you had out and stuff like that a few years ago, it was like all of a sudden, where did the guys go? But finally, boom, here they are again. And what has happened, I guess, in the last couple of years since we have talked? I'm sure there's lots of things, but some significant things, I guess, for the band. Is there anything changed at all with Otherwise?
Oh, my goodness, almost everything, Jay-Z. I mean, the new album is called Sleeping Lions. It's coming out September 22nd, and we named it that because that's kind of what our mindset is right now. We felt like we've been hibernating. We crawled back into our cave, in the desert, and we licked our wounds, and we're ready to, we're hungry again. We're ready to hunt again. Pretty much everything has changed. Things, ironically, no pun intended, got pretty dark for a second. We've got all new band members. We've got new management. Our label got bought out by Sony. We got a new booking agent. So it was kind of like we had a spiritual cleansing that we did, and it seems to have worked and is working because things are feeling again very, very positive, and it's been a long time since we felt that way.
Right.
And it's just good to be back, man. It's really good to be back.
Yeah, the one thing I'm going to ask you, this is kind of a two-sided question, but first of all, the fans generally of Otherwise, they don't leave. Fans generally stick around. So that's one thing. I'm sure the fan support has just been great. The second question is, though, how about the programming side of things? Like program directors and that. What have they been like now here since you have a song that you've put out and since the first time about 3 years? How are they reacting to this?
That's a great question, man. Of course, every band will say, oh, we have the greatest fans in the world, and and we feel that the same way. We have there's a very core group of wise ones / wise warriors that we know no matter what happens, they're gonna be there for us, and we'd like to grow that core audience. That's the ultimate goal for this new record. But as far as like things on the programming side, it's been like, we feel like we're being embraced with open arms. We thought for a minute there, like, we really thought that, damn, dude, this is it. It's over. Like the wheels have fallen off. And nobody gives a damn about us anymore. And with this new song, the single "Angry Heart" being released, just within the last month, the reception again has been just nothing short of like overwhelming, man. So we can't once more we can't thank you guys enough for giving it a shot. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm surprised, to be honest with you here, Adrian. We're talking to Adrian Patrick, the lead singer of the band, otherwise, that you guys haven't gotten bigger than you are. And I mean, I'm sure you probably feel that same way too. You have to, because you have the passion to make music and go, dang, we're making some pretty damn good music here. How come we're not bigger than we are? But, having those, roadblocks in your way, how have you overcome those roadblocks to get back on track?
That's an excellent question, man. I mean, to be honest, a lot of times the biggest roadblocks were ourselves, and meaning my brother and I, it's our band really, in its essence. And, we just had to get focused, man. We had to really, there's that old saying that, like, no, or not even saying, it's just that old, the practice of cutting out toxic relationships from your life,
Mm-hmm.
And, both personally and professionally, and there's one thing that we've learned is that, it's what people like to see somebody fall off the pedestal,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing they like to see even more than that is that person crawl back up onto the pedestal, and we're realizing that now, and it for us this process again of just kind of exercising the demons, so to speak. It's been eye-opening, we've come to terms with a lot of our own shortcomings and what we have to do to make sure they don't affect our careers and our art, because I mean now again, I've got I'm a fairly new father. I've got two beautiful sons who are relying on me and my brother and our music to make a future for them, you know. So really the one thing that has enabled us to overcome all of these external and internal obstacles is just this undying like perseverance, and it's funny when you don't believe. There's times when you don't want to believe in yourself, but you have to.
Right.
And we've learned that the hard way, man.
I hear you 100%, especially being a family man with a couple of new kids, too. I mean, it's your job there to support these kids and your wife and all that and get out there and do what you can. So you're going to do anything you can to get to that top, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. From all the way from, this from touring, doing tours sober, to I mean, we just literally did. I've been in 8 airports in the past 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're taking gigs any way we can, and we're just kind of going back to basics. I mean, not only did my brother and I do this last tour sober, but we also we went back to a van.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like we went back to like what that pure kind of baseline of rock and roll, and it felt really good, man. And our new drummer Brian, and our bass player Tony, who's actually been with us for a couple of years now, but they together, the two of them, have just really provided an amazing team for my brother and I. Finally, we finally feel like, okay, this is the lineup that we've needed, that we've been looking for. Now it's like we just have to hope and pray and work hard enough to make it worth everybody's time and effort.
Absolutely. And of course, you mentioned the sobriety. You can definitely see a lot clearer now today, maybe than you did a few years ago.
Oh yeah, man. It's like, and especially like at work, and being drunk and hungover in a van. I've done it. I was a much younger man when I did, but it's no bueno. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's things feel really good, man. Everything is looking bright, and it's ironically enough, or synchronistically, if you will, like that's what the message in all of our music is about, is finding no matter what you go through, you got to find that light. You got to look towards the light, because if you lose hope, then you've lost everything.
Right.
So, and that's our basic message. And we're just so thankful to be able to do what we do and try and get it out there to as many people as we can.
Yeah, I would assume the current single, Angry Heart, has a lot of meaning to you guys, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, that song's got layers and layers, man. It was sparked by an interview done. I saw an interview by Chris Cyborg. She's the women's, I believe, bantamweight UFC champion.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. Yes, and she's a fighter who for many years was touted as one of the best in the world, and she just wasn't getting her shot. And we feel that we can relate with that, very very much so. And kind of hearkening back to our earlier conversation, but she said in the interview, and they're translating it to Portuguese, I believe, is the language she speaks, and she said, I'm a really nice person. I'm paraphrasing here. She said, I'm a really nice person outside of the ring. I don't know why I fight with such an angry heart. And I mean, I got chills when I heard it. I was on an airplane watching the in-flight entertainment. I landed in L.A. I told my brother about it, and these lyrics just just came out. And there's so many different facets to it. Like one of the main points in that song is, who is all bite and who is all bark, the wolf of light or the wolf of dark. And that, of course, is an ancient Native American legend about which wolf do you feed, And for a long time, we were feeding the darkness, and we were, embracing it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at some point you have to have balance,
Yeah.
And we've kind of changed our mindset in the sense that we wanted to prove everybody who didn't believe in us, all the haters, we wanted to prove them wrong, But now it's more along the lines of, we want to prove all those people who believed in us and supported us since day one, all those people, we want to prove them right. You know what I mean? Like you guys at the dark, you know what I'm saying, Jay-Z? Like,
right.
all our wise ones, our wise words. We need to prove our family, our moms, our dad, our cousins, my sons, we need to prove these people right.
I hear you.
For all the right reasons.
I hear you. We're talking to Adrian Patrick, the band Otherwise. Their latest song is called Angry Heart. They have a new album coming out in September. How is the relationship with your brother? How's that been going?
It's been really good, man. Especially now that we're not drinking on tour anymore.
You're not beating each other up anymore?
No more. Drop down, all out brawls on the bus or anything like that. So that's good. But dude. I'm a blessed man. He's my best friend. He's my business partner. He's my main co-writer on the material. And I couldn't ask for a better bro. Like I've seen relationships with my friends, even with some of my cousins and their brothers. It's not always the best.
Yeah.
But him and I, whatever we got going, man, it's something special, and I have to always remind myself how lucky I am for that.
I know you got to get going here very shortly. Give me a little more synopsis of this album that you got coming out in September. Obviously, we heard Angry Heart, but what are some other stuff we're going to hear on that coming up here, maybe in the weeks or months to come?
We've actually got we got a couple. We got an instant gratification track out right now called "Close to the Gods," which that was actually the name of our headlining tour that we just wrapped up. And we've always felt like we've been so close to greatness, and we're kind of like right there, like right on the cusp. We've been a band on the cusp for I don't know how long now. It seems like our entire careers. And that song, not only is it is Close to the Gods about our own mortality, it's also kind of another call to arms. Like, this is the time now. We got to kick the gates open. We got to break down the walls of Zion and claim what we feel we deserve. And but besides that, besides the vice president of A&R at our label, he actually said the album itself is very dynamic, And I thought that was a compliment of the highest order, because it kind of goes from, it's the closest thing we have to a concept album, in the sense that you have a song like Angry Heart, which is our first single. It's also the album opener, and it's this very aggressive state of mind. And then as you listen to the record, you know, it kind of progresses and evolves and changes into a more enlightened state by the time you get to the end of it. You know, I mean, even the title track itself, "Sleeping Lions," which we wrote with the legendary Jonathan Davis of Korn.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, that song is also, it's kind of like the follow-up, the counterpart, the sequel to Angry Heart. But everything has this cohesiveness to it on this record, you know, and we were just, again, you know, I thought we were so focused on the last record, but when I look back now on Peace at All Costs, which was our second release,
right.
I mean, that's what we found, man. We found it. We finally found peace, but we found it at almost all costs. You know, we almost lost everything to find it. And now here we are, and we've got this just, you know, I'm very proud of this record. You know, every artist says it. Every band guy is like, dude, it's the best album we've ever put out, and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I've been letting people listen to it, and I'm hearing what they're saying to me, you know?
Right.
And that's kind of the general consensus, is that everybody is pretty jazzed about this material and the direction of that the band is headed in.
Awesome. I know you got to get going. You got some sleeping kids there, and you got to probably get off the phone here before they wake up. But, hey, touring-wise, I know you've been doing a bunch of that. You kind of stripped things down a little bit, like you said, in the van and that. What are the plans for the rest of 2017?
Well, we're going to be doing our CD release party September 15th in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the legendary Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Nice.
That's going to be pretty rad. So if any of the listeners out there in Minnesota want to make a trip down to Vegas, that would be a good weekend to do it. And then just after that, we're going to do this really cool and unique tour with our buddies in 10 Years and the dudes in Red.
Nice.
And yeah, and you know, both of those bands are extremely artistic bands. They have a very spiritual, you know, air about them. And the great thing about this tour coming up in the fall is that we've toured with both of them separately, and both of those tours were, you know, remarkably successful. So I can't wait to see what happens when we combine this and make it this. You know, all the rooms are they're top-notch rooms, and it's going to be a great run, brother. So I'm really excited. I hope we come somewhere close to Little Falls, but if not, maybe people can make road trips to catch us with 10 Years in Red this autumn.
I tell you what, I've never seen Red in concert. I've never seen you guys actually in concert. I've seen 10 Years, and I love 10 Years. So definitely, when you guys are somewhere in maybe a 5-hour drivable distance, I'll make sure I'm there. Okay.
All right, Jay-Z. And you know what? I have to retract a prior statement from earlier in our conversation. That birthday in 2015, which we spoke, you and I, a couple years ago, just a couple days later, it was actually a very poignant birthday for me, because that was my first birthday as a father.
Ah, see, there you go.
So there you go, man.
Awesome. Hey, Adrian, we could talk forever, but I know you got to go. The latest song is called Angry Heart. And, of course, if more people want information about the band otherwise, how can they do so?
Dude, you know, Facebook is the thing. We got our Twitter handle is We Are Otherwise. Instagram is We Are Otherwise. Our website is weareotherwise.com. So, you know, and me and my brother, for the most part, handle most of that stuff. You know, So if you get a message back or a response, reply, there's a good chance it's one of us, you know, hitting you back.
Very cool. Hey, it's so great to see you guys back on the radio once again with some new stuff. That Angry Heart is at number 41 this week, and it's going to continue to. Yeah, I know it's on Media Base even better. Continue to climb the charts. The new album Sleeping Lions comes out in September. Adrian, we're going to play your latest song, Angry Heart. Thanks so much for joining me.
Jay-Z, you are the man. Thank you, guys.
Once again, that is Adrian Patrick. The band is Otherwise. Their latest song off the new album, Sleeping Lions. It's called Angry Heart. It's on right now. It's on The Dark. It's on FM 94.